So today I turned on the camera because all day long I've been struggling. I've been struggling because it's so ironic that I just recorded a video about my Ego Death Epiphany a few days ago, and now I feel like I'm going through a full-blown ego death yet again. I feel like even though you get used to it every time, you can't help but to wonder if you're actually going through some sort of meaningful growth and awakening experience, or if you're just kind of losing your mind. And so today I was feeling that very strongly. What's been happening is, what happens usually is that my relation to certain things in my life start to shift, start to change, start to disappear, start to morph. And what I mean by my relation to certain things in my life is, for example, this was a bizarre one. It happened maybe last year, but my relationship to words changed. So the actual written text words that I would see in books and on paper, or I'm not sure if this applies to things I see on screens, but my relationship to the words that I would be seeing on books, on paper, on physical material, like documents, that started to change. I can try to describe how it changed. I don't know if it'll mean anything for me to try to describe it here, but it's like if there's like 10 words on a page, before I would read each word. But then when this kind of, and not only would I read each word, that's the feeling. I know that when we actually read sentences and paragraphs, that's maybe not exactly how it works. Like, I don't think we're necessarily every time like reading each word sequentially. But the way I would feel about reading was that's how it would feel to me. And I would also have a certain type of a relationship to the words my eyes were receiving. And it felt a lot more like there was something for each word, or each grouping of each group of words. But how that shifted was, at one point last year, it all just came in, like, I lost that intricate relationship I would have to each single word or each group of words, and it just became like a blob. Like, if there were 10 words on a page, if before I would be reading like 1 or 2 words at a time, or 3 words at a time, or that's how it would feel to me, what ended up happening is that I would just, bam, it would be like the 10 words, I would just absorb the words. Not to say that's made me a speedier reader than before. I'm still fairly slow when it comes to reading. But what it feels like is that it feels like I'm almost skimming. And I don't know why that changed or how that changed, but that's like one of the ways that my relationship to something, some object, changed, and it was unexplainable, and unexplainable. I didn't know why it happened, how it happened, or what it meant. But in a similar way, this happens to me. For people as well. It's the exact same person, but something has changed and they're not the same person to me anymore, and I am not the same person. I was describing this because I was trying to share how the way I feel about certain things in my life have yet again changed just within a span of a week and a half. And it makes me reasonably wonder, am I just losing my mind? Because the newly acquired way I had felt towards these things in my life had been newly acquired, and I would have to say positive. So it wasn't like there was any reason for me to stop feeling the way I did about these things. If anything, it would have been great for me to have continued to be in that kind of, enthusiastic, impassioned, curious, proactive mode towards these things in my life. And it's really difficult to verbalize all this because I'm not saying that right now I am no longer feeling that way about it. Yes, actually, that is exactly what you're saying. I do feel that way about it, but it just feels different. Kind of like maybe like in a relationship, you really, really like someone in the beginning and you're like crazy about them, and time passes and it's just not the same anymore. But in many of the cases, it's not that you don't love them anymore. It's just maybe like something has worn off. Is that just what's happening? Is the newness of everything that I am experiencing wearing off, and I'm mistaking that happening as an ego death? So this is my logical brain trying to persuade myself that there's some logical explanation for what's happening, when intuitively I know that this goes beyond that. But I still respect the logical reasoning brain and the voice inside me that is trying to reason with me as such. And so that's been happening, and it threw me off a bit, to be honest, because I was really looking forward to yet again fully embodying this new state of being, this new attitude, this new lifestyle and mindset. And at the rate, like at how quickly everything has been changing and shifting for me, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow I was feeling like a whole nother new way about everything, which would still internally beg the question, are you like, do you just have to go talk to a doctor? I think the difficult part is when you're not insane, but you're fully aware of how insane you seem to be behaving. I'll just add some context here. It's not just this one example that I'm sharing with you that's causing me to feel this way. There have been some other things that happened in the past few days that I have either attempted to record and upload, or B, have recorded and uploaded, but I've set it to private for now, just because I don't feel ready to share it with everyone publicly yet. But yeah, other things have been happening in different aspects of my life and my being that is contributing to this internal dialogue of whether or not I'm going through yet another sort of transition phase, or if I am just kind of going crazy. Should I even be saying this out loud? And because this video, I've been filming a lot of impromptu videos lately. Just there's like this voice inside of me that's like trying to get out and like wanting to process and talk and share. And it's a little strange because I'm not feeling this need to talk about this with any one person. I have people I could call up and talk to if I wanted to, but I don't feel like talking to any one person, but I just feel like talking to you, the camera, about it for some reason. Maybe I just really like my camera. Sorry, okay. No, yeah, so yeah, a lot of things have been happening, and I've entered a new state of feeling super, super detached from everything once again. And, you know, to be honest, if I weren't thinking about uploading this, I might actually want to talk about some other much more private stuff. Maybe I'll just do that and edit it out for now. Okay, let's just go there. Let's go there, Minju. Let's go to the dark places you've been avoiding. Okay. Wow, you can't even get there knowing that you won't be sharing this with anyone. You can't even talk about it out loud.